Sony will shut down the servers for Drive Club VR, and Drive Club Bikes on March 31st.
2020
and will be pulling all three games and their related DLC from the PlayStation Store on August 31st.
2019
All online and social features will cease to work following the shutdown, barring players from enjoying a significant portion of the Drive Club experience. As you'd expect, single-player modes will remain accessible. The news comes around 3 years after Sony acquired Drive Club developer Evolution Studios, with the console maker suggesting it was no longer confident in the studio's ability to create commercially viable projects. Fortunately, the Evolution team was rescued soon after by Codemasters. Drive Club also soldiered on, and will celebrate its 5th birthday this October, before being laid to rest next March. The Gonat Sutra Job Board is the most diverse, active and established board of its kind for the video game industry. Here is just one of the many positions being advertised right now. Location: San Francisco, California. Method EXP is currently looking for a graphics engineer at its San Francisco office. Our dedicated team of immersive experience designers, artists and developers work with the world's leading brands and content partners to redefine what's possible in content, communication and commerce, whether for mobile, PC or console, entertainment, healthcare or education. Our real-time CG and live-action specialists create breathtaking interactive worlds that test the limits of imagination and immersion. Responsibilities, requirements. Interested? Apply now. Whether you are just starting out, looking for something new, or just seeing what's out there, the Gonat Sutra Job Board is the place where game developers move ahead in their careers. The Sutra's job board is the most diverse, most active, and most established board of its kind in the video game industry, serving companies of all sizes, from indie to AAA. Looking for a new job? Get started here. Are you a recruiter looking for talent? Post jobs here. Playground Games has patched out a couple dance emotes from Forza Horizon 4 to moves that coincidentally have become the subject of a lawsuit against the Fortnite developer Epic Games. Both the cartoon and floss emotes have been cut from the game as of today, with only a short and sweet mention of the removal in the game's patch notes. Playground Games does not offer any sort of reason for the sudden removal, but it's fair to assume that the decision was prompted by a handful of lawsuits that have been levied against Fortnite developer Epic Games over dances being sold as Fortnite emotes, allegedly without the permission of or compensation for the dances. Creators Alfonso Ribeiro, known for his portrayal of Carlton Banks in the show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, filed a lawsuit against Epic Games late last year for the game's Fresh Dance emote, a move that shares unmistakable similarities to Ribeiro's now iconic Carlton dance. Russell Honing, known as Backpack Kid, followed suit shortly after, and filed his own lawsuit over his dance move, The Floss, appearing in the game under the same name. Nothing seems to indicate at this time that Playground Games are Microsoft are facing similar lawsuits, so it's likely that the removal was more of a preventative measure. Following those other cases, Nintendo believes its inability to sell consumers on the appeal of Switch hardware and software prevented e-console from meeting sales expectations. The Japanese giant initially expected the Switch to sell 20 million units by the end of the fiscal year, on March 31st.
2019
but recently lowered its forecast to 70 million units. Although the company still managed to grow year-over-year hardware sales in every region, Nintendo President Shintaro Furukawa claims it has not done enough to convey the unique merits of the system to potential buyers. As we look back so far at this fiscal year, we now evaluate that our efforts to fully convey the appeal of Nintendo Switch hardware and software to the number of the consumers we originally hoped to reach were insufficient, he commented during a recent QA. Additionally, while we expected that releasing titles during the holiday season would help to increase sales, the year-on-year sales increase during the first half of the fiscal year, April to September, turned out not big enough, which also affected the revision of the unit forecast as we looked back now. Moving into the next fiscal year, Furukawa wants to see Nintendo increase both Switch hardware and software sales by enriching its game roster and better marketing the device. 11-Bit Studios has raised $500,000 for War Child United Kingdom by creating charity DLC. This War of Mine in the 4 years since the game launched, the studio pledged to donate 100% of the cash from its charity DLC to a British organization, which is dedicated to helping children affected by conflict all around the world. Since then, over $500,000 has been donated to the cause, helping War Child deliver aid throughout countries including Afghanistan, Iraq, the Central African Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo and Yemen. The cash has allowed for the creation of 3 temporary learning spaces, allowing 260 children to carry on with their education and complete their school year, while also providing summer schooling to 475 students in Iraq. It has also helped place 26 unaccompanied children with foster families in the Central African Republic, facilitated the opening of a new fundraising arm at War Child that's dedicated to working with gamers, and granted 840 children aged 4 to 6 access to early childhood and care development in Kabul and Herat. If you have not already, you can support War Child United Kingdom directly by clicking this link, or by purchasing the This War of Mine charity DLC on Steam. One of the chief differences between the Epic Games Store and Steam, outside of revenue share splits, is the farmer's lack of user reviews and other feedback-focused tools. But Epic Games founder Tim Sweeney says that difference will not stand for long. Epic Games currently has a review system in the works for its store, though Sweeney notes that developers will not be required to have user reviews on their games' star pages. Instead, the system will require devs to opt into reviews, something Sweeney notes on Twitter aims to counteract review bombing and other gaming the system type issues that tend to plague user reviews. The system will be based on the review setup of the Unreal Engine marketplace. As well, Steam has introduced changes to its own review system in the past to try and mitigate review bombing. When people flood a game with negative reviews as a reaction to something other than the game's quality, Steam will flag when a high number of reviews suddenly flow in and display a chart showing review trends when it detects foul play. All of the safeguards can currently be found on the Steam store pages for Metro 2033 Redux and Metro Last Light Redux were scorned. Steam users are bombarding both games with negative reviews to protest Deep Silver's recent decision to host the latest PC Metro game, Metro Exodus, exclusively on the Epic Games Store for 1 year. In this DD 2010 online session, Richard Bartle, co-creator of MUD, explains the concept behind its original design and corrects some of famous conceptions about what it must have been like to play. Bartle also goes into detail about how mod development has advanced dramatically since 1978, and how there are still some areas where early mods were more capable than today's behemoths. It was an insightful talk that's definitely still worth watching, so developers should not miss the opportunity to do so now that it's freely available on the official GD YouTube channel. In addition to this presentation, THEGDC Vault and its accompanying YouTube channel offers numerous other free videos, audio recordings, and slides from many of the recent Game Developers Conference events. And the service offers even more members-only content for GD Vault subscribers. Those who purchased all access passes to recent events, like GD Vault, already have full access to GD Vault, and interested parties can apply for the individual subscription via the GD Vault subscription page. Group subscriptions are also available. Game-related schools and development studios who sign up for GD Vault Studio subscriptions can receive access for their entire office or company by contacting staff via the THEGDC Vault group subscription page.